Hey parents, this video is for you. In third grade, not only do we cover all kinds of multiplication strategies and representations, but we also head into two-digit times one-digit multiplication. In fourth grade, they will cover two-digit times two-digit multiplication. So I wanted to walk you through two strategies, mainly what we call our standard algorithm, the way that we solve it up and down, but also side by side with using an array. So we're going to start right here at 3 times 47. And we talk in class about how that's the same thing as 47 times 3. We can use the commutative property and switch the order of the factors, and the product stays the same. So here I have 47 times 3 written up and down in the standard algorithm. We talk about the importance of writing the two-digit number on top, even though it doesn't technically matter, but it's going to be less confusing on their brain if they have the one digit down here. Now, over here, you'll see an array, and it looks like just a mess of lines and dots, but it is using pictorial models that the students use all the time in class. These lines represent tens, and the big fat dots represent ones. So this row has 40, 10, 20, 30, 47 in it. So we have 3 rows of 47. So it's modeled over here in an array. So I'm going to do a little step-by-step back and forth in both strategies. So the goal is for students to be able to successfully and fluently be able to use this strategy, but sometimes we need this model to help us along or to understand the why behind each step. So we're going to get started. First, we have 3. I always ask them, okay, repeat after me. Step 1. They say, step 1. Multiply the ones, multiply the ones. Okay, great. So we're going to take 3 and we're going to multiply times the ones place. 3 times 7 ones. And then we write out that expression, 3 groups of 7 ones. And you can see I have that over here. If we were to decompose this array into 2 parts, this over here is 3 rows of 7 ones. And so we know that that is a total of 21 ones. So I'm going to write that right here, 21. Well, 21 ones is the same thing as 2 tens and 1 1. So we're going to keep the 1, 1 and write that in our ones place. And we're going to regroup these remaining 20 ones as 2 bonus tens. Shoop. And I always tell the kids to put that in their special addition box. We like full on write a plus sign, put it in a box, even put a little ribbon on top like it's a present. And they get to open the present as soon as they're done with their multiplication. Now, if we're looking at the y behind it over here, when we have 3 groups of 7 ones, and it's a total of 21 ones, we're going to keep one of these ones. Yay, he gets to stay. But the other 21s, we're going to be regrouping. We're changing how they look to be 2 tens. Here's our 2 bonus tens. And I'm going to draw them, it looks like an 11, but draw them as the base 10 models. So this will be our bonus 2 tens. And I'm just going to make sure we're staying clear on that and write that 2 tens. Okay, because it definitely looks like an 11 in this moment. Okay, and then I say repeat after me. Step 2, multiply the tens, multiply the tens. Okay, great. So that means we're going to take 3, this factor of 3, and multiply it times the tens place. So here we have 3 times 4. Now this is 3 times 4 tens. I'm going to write it as a 4, but we know that this is actually 4 tens. This is 3 groups of 4 tens. You can see that here as well. There's 4 tens in each of these 3 rows. So 3 times 4, if I counted all these up in this array, right, it equals 12 total tens. So this 3 times 4 equals 12, but I'm not done completely. I'm only done multiplying. I finished multiplying. Yay, I get to open my present. And so that's this right here. That's 2 bonus tens. This is above my tens place, so that's 2 tens. I have 12 tens and 2 tens, and I need to put those together. So my last step is to take those sets of tens and combine them. Notice I didn't write it out as 120. I didn't change this 2 into be a 20, even though that's what they represent, because by the time I go write this number, it's going to be placed in the tens and hundreds place, so we don't need to make it look like 120, make it look like 20, because where it's going to be written down, it will represent that. 2 plus 2 equals 4, 1 plus 0 equals 1, so that's 14 total tens. And the same thing you can see over here, if we have these 12 tens, plus our bonus 13th and 14th 10, yay, then we have 14 tens. Now 14 tens is the same thing, has a value of 140, but when I go to write the 4 here and then the 1 in the hundreds place, that's worth 140. So then we have 141. But these are our steps that we use every time. The goal would be for students to be able to successfully do the standard algorithm and write down each of their equations along the way as they go through these steps.